In the winter of 1531, on the outskirts of the great lakes and hills of central Mexico, a quiet man walked the road toward Mass. His name was Juan Diego, a humble convert to the Christian faith, a man who rose before dawn and wrapped his tilma around his shoulders as the cold crept across the land. On the morning of December 9th, as he approached Tepeyac Hill, the air suddenly shifted. A song seemed to pour from the sky, like birds singing a melody that had never been heard before. The light grew warm and gentle, and from within it stepped a woman, radiant, tender, clothed in the colors of the dawn. She spoke to him with the voice of a mother who knows her child's name before he speaks. She called him Juanito, Juan Dieguito, beloved and precious. She asked for a church to be built in that place, a place where she could show her love, offer compassion, and bring souls to her son. Juan Diego, overwhelmed yet peaceful, carried her request to the bishop, but the bishop hesitated, uncertain, asking for a sign. Juan returned to Tepeyac, and again she met him, not as a queen demanding, but as a mother waiting with patience and unwavering kindness. Days later, with his uncle gravely ill, Juan tried to avoid the hill, hoping to hurry for help. But she found him on another path and spoke with gentle firmness. "Am I not here, I who am your mother?" She assured him his uncle would recover, and she sent him to the top of the barren hill to gather flowers. It was winter. Nothing should have grown, and yet the summit was full of roses, fragrant, blooming, impossibly alive. Juan gathered them into his tilma, the rough cloth that carried the weight of his daily life. When he unfolded that tilma before the bishop, the roses tumbled to the ground like a waterfall of grace, and upon the cloth, as if painted by the breath of heaven, was the image, the woman he had seen, the mother whom God had sent, standing in humility, surrounded by light, her garments speaking in symbols the native people understood. She was the mother of Christ, yet she appeared close to the poor, one of them, gentle and full of dignity. Through her message, millions turned their hearts toward Jesus. The land that had trembled with fear began to hope again. Juan Diego spent the rest of his life living near the little chapel that finally rose on Tepeyac, welcoming pilgrims and telling the story entrusted to him. He was not a scholar. He was not a ruler. He was simply a man who listened and believed. And through him, the Mother of God embraced a people and changed the course of history. This is the gift of Our Lady of Guadalupe. This is the legacy of St. Juan Diego, a story of humility met by grace, of a mother's love poured over a wounded world, and of a simple tilma that still carries heaven's whisper.